Congratulations on your new security alarm telephone. Your TA2000 comes with a built-in motion detector in the phone, 2 remote controls to arm and delay entry, an instruction manual, warranty card, and instruction cards to hand out to your emergency call recipients. It is important that you become familiar with your TA2000. I'll first introduce you to each of the basics. Then I'll take a step-by-step approach to programming the phone and the security features. You can have the phone in front of you and follow along. Please pause at any time. Before you begin programming, you must remember to install 4 AA batteries in the battery compartment to provide a backup power source. If you don't use the battery backup and the power source is interrupted at any time after you first programmed the phone, you'll have to reprogram the system. Here's why. The phone will go back to its factory settings. Most technical products are pre-programmed at the factory for testing. These pre-programmed settings are known as default settings. First, I want to introduce you to the phone. Yes, this one's got some bells and whistles, but the heart of the system is simply a telephone with some important features. The 9-number personal dialing list allows you to program 9 telephone numbers into speed dial. Once this is done, you can call any of your pre-programmed numbers at the touch of a button. The program button allows you to store your important numbers into the telephone's memory. The memory button designates the location of the stored numbers on the keypad. The last number redial button calls the last number you dialed from the keypad. The flash button initiates special functions such as call waiting. If you receive a call while on the other line, press this button to retrieve the call. The speakerphone allows hands-free communication. You don't have to pick up the receiver to carry on your conversation. Press it once to get your dial tone. Pressing it again disconnects the speakerphone. The volume control buttons increase or decrease the volume of the speakerphone and receiver. There are additional features found on the phone which support the TA2000. These will be fully explained when we discuss the security features. Until it is programmed, this is still just a telephone. And for it to work, it must be plugged into a phone jack and electrical wall outlet. To program the 9 numbers you would like to store in the telephone's memory, just simply write down the list of numbers. Press the speakerphone button or pick up the receiver. Press the program button. Dial the first phone number you would like to program into memory. Now press the memory button. Assign the memory location from 1 to 9 on the keypad. I'll designate the telephone number I've just entered as number 1. That's all there is to storing the telephone numbers in memory. To store the next 8 numbers, you follow exactly the same steps. Remember to assign different telephone numbers to the different keypad locations from 1 to 9. My 9 most called numbers are now programmed into the telephone. To dial any of these numbers, I simply have to press the memory button and the location number I've assigned. Perfect, but we know this is more than just a phone. The TA2000 has 2 buttons, Feature and Arm, which are used to access the security features. The Feature button allows you to enter the feature mode. In this mode, you can set up your passwords, enable and arm the system, disable and disarm, and perform a number of other functions. The Arm button will simply arm your system once you've programmed it and are ready to leave your home. Dip switches allow for the programming of additional accessories if you choose to expand your TA2000. This device is essentially the internal eye of the system. It determines if there is motion in the room. The 2 lights along the side are known as the LEDs. They flash during the programming mode, or once you have armed your system. These indicate that the exit entry time is elapsing. It's important to position the TA2000 in an area where it is useful as a telephone, but where it would also detect the movement of an intruder in your home. For example, an end table, which gives an unobstructed view into the living room and hallways to other main rooms, is an ideal location. Many telephones are already located in these high traffic areas. In order to properly set up and arm your TA2000, you must first program the emergency dial list, the entry and exit times, and customize your personal message. You must also change the default settings to your own passwords. There are 4 types of passwords which perform different functions. The master password allows you to program the security features of the phone and to turn off the system after it has been armed. To make any programming changes, the master password must first be entered. The at-home password turns off all internal and external intruder alarms, such as the built-in motion detector, remote motion detectors, and door window contacts. Medical and fire alarms would remain armed if you have these accessories. The disarm password will disarm and clear any alarms which have been triggered. All other alarms would remain armed. The reset password allows you to reset the system after an alarm has been triggered. This function only resets the alarm which has been set off. Any and all other alarms would remain armed. Remember the default settings? You should change these to your own codes before proceeding. To change any of the passwords, you must first be in feature mode. The red light will flash and the phone will ask you your password.
Enter password.
Let's start by changing the master password. Enter the 4-digit default setting, which is 2000.
Good password.
If the password is accepted, the phone enters feature mode, and the red LED will flash to indicate that the phone is ready to accept additional setup commands. We are still in feature mode. We can tell by the flashing red light. To change the master password, enter number sign, 00, number sign.
Enter new password.
Now enter your 4-digit password. I'll use 1234. You can be far more creative. Use a number not easily guessed.
Verify new password.
Enter your password again.
Good verify.
Now the master password has been replaced with your personal password. The red light will continue to blink, reminding you that you're still in feature mode. The at-home function allows you to keep the medical and fire alarms set, shutting off the intruder and motion detector alarms. To change the at-home password, enter number sign, 01, number sign.
Enter new password.
Now enter your 4-digit password.
Verify password.
Enter your password again.
Good verify.
Let's do the disarm code now. To change the disarm password, enter number sign, 02, number sign.
Enter new password.
Now enter your 4-digit password for the disarm feature. I'll use 2345. Try to be creative.
Verify password.
Enter your password again.
Good verify.
The disarm password has now been replaced with your personal password. The red light will continue to blink. The reset password allows you to reset the system after an alarm has been triggered. The process is the same as with the other codes. Enter number sign, 03, number sign.
Enter new password.
Now enter your 4-digit password for the reset feature.
Verify password.
Enter your password again.
Good verify.
Now the reset password has been replaced. Once all the codes are programmed, only you can access your security system to activate, deactivate, or change it. You may wish to write the passwords down on the card provided. Ensure that your family knows where the card is located. Information cards are provided for those who receive the alarm calls. These cards explain exactly what to do if the system calls. The reset password is the only code you should supply on this card. Ensure that the information is correct. Remember this, It's my list of numbers that we programmed earlier when the TA2000 was still just a regular phone to us. Now we can use these numbers for another purpose, to program the recipients of our alarm calls. Do not program 911 or any other emergency service numbers. No emergency service will respond to pre-recorded messages. 4 of the numbers you have already stored in memory can be programmed in any order to be dialed in an emergency. Here's how. First, prioritize your list of numbers, beginning with those people who are most often available. For instance, my mother is always home, so I'll put her number at the top of my list. Then my neighbor Joan, my sister Chris, and my best friend Sue. Enter number sign. 60. Number sign. I've programmed my mother's number on the speed dial memory as number 2, but I want her called first in case of an emergency. So now I press 2, and TA2000 is programmed to call Mom's number first. My friend Sue is number 1 in the memory, and I'd like her called next, so I press number 1. Then my neighbor Joan, who is 3 on the speed dial list, I press 3. Programming a neighbor is a good idea because it's easy for them to check on your place. My sister will be the final emergency dial number on my list. Her speed dial number is 7, so I press 7. Once you've gone through the priority list, press feature again, and the programming is complete. In the event of an emergency, TA2000 will automatically call the numbers you've programmed. When the call is received, your friends or family will hear your voice on the line. So now you'll have to record this message. Press number sign. 30. Number sign. You must now press feature again within 5 seconds to begin recording your message into the microphone. The red light will remain solid while recording. Jennifer Smith, 123 Maple Avenue. Press feature to end the recording. Record your name and address only. To play the recording back, press number sign. 31. Number sign. Jennifer Smith, 123 Maple Avenue. You must also set the entry and exit delays for the system to know how long you'll have to enter or exit your home after the alarm is set. We recommend 20 to 40 seconds delay. Let's set the entry time. Press number sign. 20. Number sign. Now pressing 10 will allow you 10 seconds for entry. Pressing 300 will give you 3 minutes to enter. Now press feature. The red light will remain flashing because you're still in feature mode. To set your exit delay time, press number sign. 21. Number sign. Now set the duration, as before. I'll give myself 30 seconds to leave the house, so I press 30. Feature. Now we know how much time we have to enter or leave the house before the alarm is tripped. To activate the TA2000, we first have to enable the alarms. This means get them ready. If you have the smoke detector and medical alarms, they must be enabled. Enter number sign. 11. Number sign. Choose the alarms you want to enable. The TA2000 comes with the internal infrared motion detector only, which is known as the internal alarm. You can purchase the other peripherals separately. If you don't have any accessories, all you need to enable is the internal alarm. If you have additional accessories, simply choose the alarms you want to enable. We'll go through all of them. Press 5 and the internal motion detector is enabled. Press 4 and the perimeter alarm is enabled. Press 3 and the medical alarm is enabled and armed. Press 2 and the intruder alarm is enabled. Press 1 and the smoke detector is enabled and armed. Press feature, the phone will tell you which alarms are
Smoke.
enabled.
Intruder, medical, perimeter, internal,
The
enable.
TA2000 comes with 2 pre-programmed Keychain remote transmitters with arm delay buttons. One allows you to arm the phone as you leave your home. The second extends your entry time for 1 minute. For this remote to work, the alarms must already be enabled. During delay, the red and green lights will flash. The TA2000's built-in alarm horn may help you deter an intruder. If you choose to have the alarm horn activated immediately before emergency dialing, enter number sign 41. Number sign. Now if an intruder enters, the alarm will sound immediately. To delay the alarm horn and have it activate after the emergency call cycle begins, remain in feature mode, enter number sign 40. Number sign. Now if an intruder enters, the system will activate the alarm horn after the entry time has elapsed. Now press feature. This takes us out of feature mode. After the alarms have been enabled, you must arm them. Just press the arm button and the phone will tell you which ones are now armed.
Smoke, medical, intruder, perimeter, internal, armed.
Both the red and green lights will flash for the length of time you set as your exit time. Now that you know how to arm the alarms, you need to know how to turn them off. This one's a cinch. Simply enter your master password or the at-home password. That's it. Your TA2000 telephone system is in place and activated. You can refer to your instruction manual for additional information and easy-to-reference charts. If an alarm call is received, the recipient should press star to activate the built-in microphone, which will allow them to hear what's happening in the room. If two-way communication is required, the emergency call recipient can press star, then number sign to activate the speakerphone. The recipient can now listen to establish the validity of the alarm, whether it is a smoke, intruder, or medical alarm. They then enter the reset code, which you've given them. This will disconnect them and reset the alarm that was triggered. Once this is done, the emergency call recipient will take the appropriate action by notifying the proper authorities. Your current TA2000 is completely self-contained. There are additional accessories which will enhance your security if you choose to add them. You can choose any number of accessories. The size and space you are trying to secure will dictate what is adequate for your needs. The elderly, disabled, or ill can alert your TA2000 emergency call recipients quickly and effectively in case of a medical emergency. The wireless TS400 motion detector increases the intruder detection radius of your TA2000 phone unit. This accessory is most beneficial for those with larger homes. As well as functioning as a normal smoke detector, the TS500 smoke detector alerts your emergency dial list to a smoke or fire emergency in your house. TD600 door and window contacts begin the TA2000 emergency call cycle as soon as an intruder enters your home. These door and window contacts are wireless, easy to install, and are ideal for those of you who have pets. Separate instructions come with each accessory. Read these carefully to optimize the effectiveness of your chosen accessory. All TA2000 accessories have built-in radio frequency transmitters and are compatible with your existing TA2000 system. To set them up, however, you will first have to set the dip switches on the accessories to match your phone. Most garage door openers work on the same principle. The dip switch on your phone can be found under the speed dial list card. Do a walk-through test to check the motion range of your detectors and your built-in motion detector. Ensure that your accessories are within broadcast range of the phone and that the dip switches are properly set. Your TA2000 instruction manual will provide you with additional information for troubleshooting. Congratulations! Your TA2000 Security Alarm Telephone is ready to go. You can begin to enjoy the peace of mind that security brings.